Hi friends, me again. Hope you are well in this crazy time.
Let's get started.
If you're new here, I'm Daz. I make videos every Monday and Thursday on the funny side of life with anxiety and depression. And today, I'm bluntly ripping off a video of my friend Pip, who's got an amazing channel, an amazing person as well. I'll put a link to her channel in the description. Check her channel out, absolutely 100%. As I said, I'm ripping off her video that she did the other day on how to respond to a mental health crisis if you've got a friend or family member in that situation, what you can really do.
Yes, sir, I like it.
So let's jump into it. At the moment, it's a bit of a difficult time. A lot of people are struggling with their mental health, and it can be a very, very pressing, testing time for everyone. Whatever level of mental health, soak. Oh God, wish I could speak today. Whatever level of mental health issues you may have, this can be a very, very trying time. Just sort of check up on people, just see how people are, because particularly now as things are relaxing, people have been used to being cramped up at home and isolated. And so if you have any degree of anxiety, as the world opens up again, it can be very daunting. I know it is to me.
That's awful.
Suddenly you'll be able to mix with lots of people where it's just been me at home. If you have got friends or family or colleagues who may be struggling or have struggled in the past, just sort of bear that in mind, that this opening up of everything and everyone kind of getting back to normal may not be as exciting for them as it is pretty much for everyone. The concept is a little bit anxiety filled. So on that same point, one of the important things is obviously speaking to them and really finding out how they're feeling about moving into this brand new world, or really the old world that is a new world, but you get it. Essentially, without speaking to them, you're not going to know. And this nicely brings up the subject of what should we say?
I don't know.
So I can look at this from the other side, being the person with the issues. Those who know me know I've got a lot of issues. And so knowing what to say can often be daunting. Often people tiptoe around the subject or don't really know what to say in case the person bursts into tears or has a massive breakdown in front of them.
Shit on it!
Or it's just not knowing. And to be honest, the best thing you can always do is just be open and honest and speak to them as you would have done normally. We're still the same person. That idea of tiptoeing around and being a bit delicate can be quite off-putting for the person that you're speaking to. Speak to people as you would normally do, but be open and honest. Say to them,
Are you happy talking about your issue, or would you like me to avoid that subject?
just be open and upfront and honest about it. And if they're uncomfortable, they don't want to talk about it, they'll say, and then you can talk about whatever TV program, film, music, food, whatever.
Not fussy.
But if they are happy to talk about it, then they'll welcome you in, and it saves you then tiptoeing around the subject unnecessarily and causing that awkward atmosphere.
Sweet.
And whilst you're speaking to them, you can also find out whether there are any particular words or areas of the condition that you should avoid talking about in case it triggers them or makes them just feel uncomfortable. That conversation, that being open and honest and upfront, is going to make life a lot easier for that relationship and the conversation going forward. And the person who's being talked to, they're going to feel much more respected and much more cared about, that you're taking that time just to basically ask them, what's kind of okay and what isn't okay, or even if they want to not talk about it at all.
Good. Mighty good.
Now, an important thing with this is letting the person know that you're here. You're here for them. Depending on the particular condition that they've got or the severity of the situation they're in, they may want more or less care or none. Some people just want to be left alone. I know sometimes I just withdraw completely and want to be left alone, but knowing that someone's there or that person's there is a big comfort. Letting the people know,
Okay, I appreciate your situation and your privacy, but I'm here. You can call me anytime or text me anytime.
whatever the deal is, and just letting them know that you're there and you care, because often people do care and will go out their way to help you, but if they don't tell you that, you don't know.
A lot of people these days, they don't know.
And that's some comfort to us. I know it's for me, knowing that someone is there if all goes to shit, if it's just fucking the worst situation. I know that I can call a couple of people, and that's a sort of a degree of comfort to me and to others, knowing that there is that person you could call. So letting someone know, your friend or your family member, that you're there and you can help, that is a lovely thing to do.
Thank you.
Now, something that's meant lots to me, and from Pip's video she makes a very good point about this, is how much the small things matter.
A little.
It's not about making grand gestures to look after someone, anything like that. Just letting someone know you're there, and maybe just a little card, say thinking about you, or like a small favour or just a small gift. It doesn't have to be a massive grand gesture to know that you're there to save them from this mad world.
Are you sure?
Yes.
And it may not mean much to you, but it will mean huge amounts to them. Just taking time out your day to visit them, to check up how they are. Just a text message even.
How are things? How you doing? I was thinking about you. Anything you need?
When it's happened to me and people have reached out, it really does lift the atmosphere, all the fog in my mind and that depression. It really is powerful how those tiny little things can just elevate you and just lift you out of a slump. Those small things make such a huge difference to someone's day.
Quite nice, I suppose, yeah.
If there's an event like a party or a dinner or something and you feel, I'm not too sure whether to invite the person because they might not want to come, invite them anyway. If they're uncomfortable at coming, they won't come. But the very fact and the very nature that you invite them and ask them along and include them in the social group or the family group is so important, because they're not feeling like they're being ostracised and, being left out because they're a bit mad. They may not have any intention of coming along at all. That's fine, but that invitation is so important. I said it's that small little thing, the small effort makes a big deal and a big change to their day and their mood.
Okay.
And if you or anyone you know is suffering from any degree of mental health issues, I definitely recommend checking out BetterHelp. They've got an online service and an app, and if you enter the code DASHANDS, you'll get 10% off. I'll put a link in the description so you can check it out. Massive important thing is do not try to fix the person.
That's the cold hard truth.
Yes, they may be in need of some help, but coming in and trying to fix them, however tempting that is and however good-hearted you are in wanting to do that, do not try to fix the person. I've been guilty of this and continue to be guilty of this.
Really, Daddy?
I always feel like, I've got maybe a solution and I can help solve something and, want to fix them because you want them to be better, you want them to be well. And then if that doesn't work, it's an awkward situation. But often you can't do it. Everyone ends up frustrated. So definitely don't try to fix the person as much as you really want to.
Okay.
And similar to that, it's important to educate yourself on whatever the situation is with your friend or family member. Whatever it is, do some homework, do some research and find out about that condition. So at least you've got a little bit more information and knowledge on that so you can empathise with them a bit more. That said, please do not preach from pamphlets.
No!
It's easy to get lots of information and get the leaflets, get the pamphlets, and then kind of just preach it out from that. Like, you know the best thing for them. The idea is to kind of understand and be able to empathise with them on the condition, because you've got a little bit more knowledge of what perhaps they're going through, what kind of things are likely to be in their mind. Just that extra bit of knowledge that you can get by doing some research, again, is really powerful and really helps that conversation and that empathy with your friend or family member. Now, something Pip brings up in her video, but I definitely do this. How do you help someone if you're struggling yourself? Now, I struggle a lot, but I also want to help other people. And I've talked about this before. One of the things to help you when you're struggling is to help other people.
Your wounds have healed up nicely.
It does make you feel a lot better. If you can be selfless and stop thinking about you and your situation and put all your energy and efforts on other people, it can lift you out of a slump. It does me. And whenever I'm feeling really shitty, I almost turn around and just find someone I can help. Wrongly, because I then try to fix them. I go all in and kind of overdo it, and that's definitely a fault of mine. The way of helping someone else when you are struggling is an amazing thing. But there is a downside to this. Great quote from Pip from her videos: you can't pour from an empty cup. So if you're kind of half full, you've not got much energy and emotion to then help the other person who's also struggling.
Don't want to ruin everyone's good time.
And whilst you want to help them, if you're not feeling 100% yourself, it's not going to really help them. It's a hard one, because I know, and I do preach, if you are feeling crappy, you are feeling really shitty and really down, put the focus on other people and help them. But to a degree, just don't completely empty yourself of all energy and emotion in the pursuit of helping someone else, because ultimately you will both suffer.
That's a lot of baloney.
Now I'm coming on to something quite unusual, but it's something that I personally am aware of and experience. And it's a situation where I almost don't want to feel better. I don't want to be happy and cheerful. I want to remain depressed.
What is wrong with you?
Kind of addiction to the depression, because that's the comfort zone and it's mental, obviously. And so moving out of that is painfully uncomfortable. And so sometimes there is that want to remain as I am.
Wait, What?
I know that's ridiculous because ultimately I want to be better. And if your friend or family member is in that situation, that's often difficult for you as the carer because they're not making any effort or showing any signs of wanting to be better. And you may be offering help and they seem to be doing nothing. If that's the case, then that's like me.
Dumbass.
In that situation, it's much more important to empathise with the person and speak to the person and build up that understanding of what's going on, because ultimately, I'm speaking personally, we do want to get better, but it's just breaking out of that comfort zone, as horrible as it is difficult and scary and really, really tough. And so building up that empathy and understanding and conversation and openness with them and talking about exactly what you can maybe do to help them is an important thing. So if the person is showing signs of not wanting to be better, don't give up on them. Sort of double down and understand and speak to them and just see if you can really connect with them more and get to the bottom of that fact that it is a comfort zone issue, and then through conversation you can maybe then see exactly how you can help them.
Too much work for you?
Now this one is kind of bringing everything back to the whole point of the funny side of depression and anxiety, and it's laughter. Now laughter, everyone likes to laugh. It's physically impossible to be down, depressed, glumpy? Glum or grumpy or glumpy. It's physically impossible when you're laughing. It's just the way the body works. When you laugh, you get endorphins, not dolphins, endorphins released, and you feel better. So laughter is an amazingly powerful thing. If you can get someone to laugh, it really helps to lift them to a better place. The feeling you get when you're laughing is amazing. You feel a lot better, even if it's just for a small period of time. The fact that you can change someone's mood and pull them out of a slump, even for 10, 15, 20 minutes, is something, because it means that some of their day has not been feeling shitty.
Lately.
Use humour as much as you can. It almost overpowers the sadness, and said even if it's just for a little while, it's definitely worth doing. Now let me know in the comments, have you had to help someone who's having a mental health crisis at any time? And if you haven't already, I'd love you to subscribe down here, check out my other video up here, and remember, do not take life too seriously. There's enough gloom and glumpiness going on in the world, and if you can find humour in any particular thing, latch onto that, have a laugh, get those endorphins flowing through your body. Don't get dolphins flowing through your body, because that would be weird and probably dangerous, I guess. I said tiny one. And on that note, I'll say see you next time. Bye bye.